network, and it's a good one. I am just coming in from the Pet Innovation Transformation Summit in Portland, Oregon. And what I can tell you about pet healthcare is that it is pretty much the same as human healthcare. They equally are having the same challenges that we are all having. And it was really fascinating to watch their struggles because I feel like it was 2003, when this all started for me in all kinds of ways. But really interesting was last night. A special thank you to Kat Esser, who not only brought me here, but if you were a part of last night's breakout, you saw Kat do something that I actually hate, which is make people work at a social event. And what she had us do was a Mad Libs for healthcare transformation. And without going into too many details, it has something to do with, I think, North Dakota, dolphins, and Viagra is somehow going to transform the healthcare organizations, and I'm pretty sure that probably will work, maybe? But it was a perfect setup for me on transformation because what I'm here to talk about is transformation hangover. So, in order to understand this, you need to understand kind of how I got my start. And even, actually, let me tell you a little bit even before that. I love human-centered design. I think it absolutely is the most amazing force to really bring major transformation to all kinds of systems. And I drank the Kool-Aid hard. And I started becoming this evangelist, and I made a pretty bold prediction. The prediction I made was that within 10 years, design would be the fundamental way that we make change in healthcare. And it would be ubiquitous across healthcare systems. And furthermore, there would be a chief design officer in every healthcare organization. Now that 10-year prediction came true in 2013. Well, it came to fruition in 2013, because not only did it not happen, but to this day, I think design is still struggling in our healthcare organizations. And the vast majority of healthcare organizations absolutely do not understand what the design function and how it can transform the world really works. And actually the magic ball said, yes, it would have happened, but it didn't, trust me. So to understand where this all starts, I want to take you back to 2003. I am sitting in downtown Oakland. This is a first. And this is totally disgusting. But this is the biggest beer can I could find in Rhode Island. So I wanted to make sure you all could see it. So I bought this last night. But legitimately, it is June of 2003. I'm sitting in a bar with two colleagues who I don't even really know yet. They're just Kaiser Permanente employees. And I got invited to a meeting. One woman was Adrienne Philpart, and the other is Christy Zuber. And we had this very strange meeting in a bar with beer, which, if you know anything about healthcare, that's all wrong. You cannot do that. So already I was in an inflection moment. I knew something different was happening. So I'm on the edge of my seat, and Christy Zuber is saying something like, there's this really cool design firm, and we're going to try to use some techniques, and we're not sure what's going to happen. And I was ready to jump out of my skin, because in order to understand that, we need to go back 2 more years to 2001, when I'm on the edge of my seat in my manufacturing management and design class at Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute in upstate New York. We just finished a 21-minute video. It was a news clip. The news show was Nightline. The anchor was Ted Koppel. Does anybody know what I'm about to say? Yeah, what is that? IDEO, the shopping cart video. That video probably earned so many dollars for that organization. But it transformed my life. In some way, watching those 21 minutes, I woke up after those 21 minutes, almost from a bad dream or a beautiful dream where you discover the keys to the kingdom, but when you wake up totally frustrated because you're in real life and there is no kingdom. 2 years later, I'm back with my beer. I'm gonna burp. Excuse me. Okay, I'm back with my beer, my third beer at that point, and we are cheering and toasting to an unbuilt, undesigned, untested new approach that the three of us who don't even know each other are about to try at Kaiser Permanente. Now, weirdly, I don't even remember why, but we decided to shut up about it. We decided to go stealth. Now, if there's one thing that I know in all of my years of doing this work, and in my other life, I also work with 45 organizations in the Innovation Learning Network, and these organizations are also thinking big about transformation. The one thing that I have learned is that you do not announce with marching bands and proclamations what you want to do, because you are giving the blueprint to your total destruction to the organizational immune system. You are laying out all the details for all the reasons why you should be destroyed. So, we decided, let's stay quiet, let's focus on outcomes. Let's cloak our techniques, let's not even tell them what these techniques are called. And let's start really thinking about barriers as accelerants instead. So let's look at the law, let's look at regulation, let's look at the unions, and let's pretend that they are our accelerants. And very quickly, they became our accelerants. Now, as we're moving through this journey, we were really fortunate because within 2 years, we had 2 major innovations, like real ones that went viral, that were really providing impact to in one mega failure. But we had 2 major innovations. And all of a sudden, our innovation engine came roaring to life. And the immune system came roaring to life. And from that point forward, for the next 13 years, it was a cat and mouse game, seeing how quickly the innovation teams and the transformation work could stay ahead of its immune system, of this organizational angst and fear of the future. And it's really strange because I never quite understood why. Why does the immune system of our beautiful organization dislike us so much? How come we never got a love letter from our organization, the thing we're trying to change the most? Maybe something like, transformation, my love. I'm so short-sighted. When I'm in your arms, you make me see the man I want to be. Your puppy, the CEO. That's never happened. No CEO starts their first day in a new organization wondering what finance does. They don't wonder what HR does, but they do. They absolutely wonder what transformation and design do. And if they don't like or understand what they see, they toss it out and try something new. And so we start getting these flavors and these initiatives and these things start rolling through our organizations. Weirdly, the healthcare industry loves its transformation officers. And it's really strange because chief transformation officers are almost never awesome at transformation. They are awesome at nursing. They are awesome at surgery or HR or finance. And almost transformation and design is like a gift to them. It's a sabbatical. I have a good friend at Kaiser Permanente that says the fastest way out of an organization is to become the chief transformation officer. And I absolutely believe that that is true. Now, this is not a healthcare industry issue. So there are certainly challenges that the healthcare industry are bringing into this problem. So for example, there are some acute challenges When Obamacare came into existence, it was a blast of positive stress. And believe it or not, it caused a lot of organizations to retract. And when you retract from the things you don't value: innovation and transformation. The same thing is happening right now. Trump Care is causing a deep retraction. It's not real yet, but it's a signal to the system that something is changing. So once again, we're seeing a retraction. But what I'm talking about is this more chronic activity, of these transformation initiatives moving through. Now, that's some of the blame. The other part of the blame is our design and transformation industry. Unlike finance and HR, where you can go and look up words and try to understand them, like bottom line, which is a sometimes fatal disease of, no, that's botulism. Wait a minute. Bottom line, it's right above it, actually. The last line of a financial statement showing net profit and loss, okay? It's so ubiquitous that it even made it in a basic standard dictionary. Now, in our industry, in the transformation industry, you're saying qualitative research and you're saying design research. You're saying a demonstration, you're saying a test, and you're saying a pilot. You're saying a clickable prototype and you're saying an MVP. And we wonder why the people who don't understand this industry are constantly scratching their heads. So in some ways, some of the blame of why this prediction didn't quite come true is because our own industry is struggling with explaining our place at this table. And we know we have a place at this table. The cat and mouse game continued, and really fortunately, we learned to dance around our immune system. And for year after year, my little group, the Innovation Consultancy at Kaiser Permanente, we started churning out solutions with real impact. We started providing more and more insight to the organization. We avoided all kinds of immune system responses. However, we still had to claw our way back to the top every single time a new leader came into the organization. Even after the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal said we're awesome. Even after Fast Company did a major article on our work. Even after Fast Company put us in the top 10 most innovative healthcare organizations in the country. Even after Harvard Business Review did a 6-page biopic on our group saying this group is democratizing innovation for the front line. Those are powerful words. Still, we do not know our place at the table, and our organizations are struggling with understanding us. So once again, this is not a healthcare challenge on their own. This is all of our industry's challenge, and I think there's a lot we still need to figure out in order to earn our place at this permanent table. But it is not all gloom and doom, I promise you that. I absolutely believe and I love the work that we do. I love the impact that we get to make. But there are more things that we can do. So here's some examples. The organizations that have a future-forward vision and that are marching with madness to that vision are making change. Organizations like Mass General, Carolina's healthcare system, Kaiser Permanente, Mayo Clinic, Cleveland Clinic, these organizations have realized that transformation is not a sprint and it's not a marathon. It's permanent. We need to get out of thinking that this is a time-based initiative, and we need to consistently and forever be a part of the transformation. Now, I am also extraordinarily giddy. I am in that inflection moment on the edge of my seat again. I'm in a new organization called Hope Lab. We're a social innovation organization. We use systems, science, and design to solve complex challenges for young people. Things like mental well-being for teens or cancer for young people as well. And what I'm most excited, the first thing I've been asked to do is to fuse systems thinking with design thinking. Now, I know something about design thinking. I know nothing about systems thinking. I am a complete newbie, but I have been dabbling for 6 months, and here is what I think is magical. Systems thinking is like design thinking, but at the ecosystem level. So we're looking at the entire ecosystem and looking for that 1 or 2 leverage points to bolt design thinking to. With a subtle shift, that leverage point will positively change the entire system because it's all connected. And so this is really fascinating, uniting the system world, the 50,000-foot view, with the 1-foot view, and knowing that the 1-foot view can actually change the whole system if we put a little time into understanding it. So my prediction, my new prediction, is that within 10 years, systems and design will be a permanent, bolted together methodology to be the transformative force that we've been looking for. Let's see, anybody interested? It is certain. There we go. Thank you, everybody.
Nicely done. Thank you, Chris.